But we are transferring power from Washington, D.C., and giving it back to you, the people. For too long, a small group in our nation's capital has reaped the rewards of government while the people have borne the cost. Washington flourished, but the people did not share in its wealth. Politicians prospered, but the jobs left and the factories closed. The establishment protected itself, but not the citizens of our country. Their victories have not been your victories. Their triumphs have not been your triumphs. And while they celebrated in our nation's capital, there was little to celebrate for struggling families all across our land. The forgotten men and women of our country will be forgotten no longer. Protection will lead to great prosperity and strength. I will fight for you with every breath in my body, and I will never, ever let you down. So to all Americans in every city, near and far, small and large, from mountain to mountain, from ocean to ocean, hear these words: you will never be ignored again. Your voice, your hopes, and your dreams will define our American destiny.
White House correspondent Yamiche Alcindor now takes a look at the Trump administration and labor unions.
The Trump administration recently ramped up pressure on organized labor and federal workers. First, the president issued executive orders limiting the activities of the unions that represent them. About a week ago, a federal judge blocked that action. Then, last week, President Trump issued a notice to Congress, eliminating a potential pay hike for federal employees. That action is also expected to wind up in court.
And people are frightened for their jobs. You know, 85% of people tell us they want the rules of the global economy rewritten. So I understand why the message is attractive. But frankly, it's masquerading as a workers' champion when there is no commitment in America to change the corporate model. There's no minimum living wage on which you can live with dignity. It's a huge fight in the richest country in the world. Collective bargaining and the fundamental human right, freedom of association, is seen as an anathema to American business. And people it doesn't seem to register that there's no universal social safety net that people can touch.
Is that no, you don't agree with Mr. Trump?
I certainly don't agree with Mr. Trump. I feel, he's managed to, with the rise of other alpha male leaders, to unleash a wave of misogyny around the world, as if it's legitimate in 2018. He's actually, promised American workers something he can't and won't deliver.
Nearly 4 years ago, we ended this regulatory assault on the American worker, and we launched the most dramatic regulatory relief campaign in American history by far. For every one new regulation added, nearly 8 federal regulations have been terminated.
Some working people, desperate for a rapid departure from business as usual, took a chance on Trump. Look, I get it. And then, over the past 4 years, the president showed his true colors. He slashed rules designed to protect us on the job. He cut workplace health and safety inspectors to their lowest level in history. He took overtime pay away from millions of workers. At every turn, he's actively undermined collective bargaining and the freedom to form a union. And his response to COVID-19 has been delinquent, delayed, disorganized, and deadly. And worse yet, Donald Trump has used the highest office in the land to divide America, scapegoating immigrants, degrading women, and playing on people's worst fears. That's our choice this year, between Donald Trump's pettiness and negativity and Joe Biden, who is the embodiment of goodness and decency.